Hello, welcome to Winter Disco Tabletop Gaming. It's a new year. We do get some previews for some new Games Workshop models. Not a lot of info, just some very brief close-up shots. So in this video, track through a few of them and we'll just have a look. First off, we have what appears to be either an Adeptus Titanicus Titan or a new 40k scale knight. I am going down the Titan size for Adeptus Titanicus for a few reasons. There seems to be, it's actually really hard to tell. Some of the shots have a lot of little detail, like little panel details and lots of rivets and things. And other shots have big paint streaks or like grease streaks. So it's really difficult to tell. The safe bet probably is Adeptus Titanicus and a Titan scale one. We only really have 2 or 3 shots of it, close up of some of the paneling, the lowercase paneling, like the groin covering. I guess the top carapace seems to be the back, I believe, and then a shot of some nice big cannons, energy cannons. It is hard to tell, but it does look like a new Titanicus scale Titan, which is very cool. I'm a big fan of Adeptus Titanicus. I don't have any of the models, which actually saddens me. But yeah, I think it's going to be good. So it'll probably be the same size as a 40k knight. I mean, we've seen in Adeptus Titanicus that the Titans are around the same size. So it might be that or a bit bigger. Don't really know. You can't tell the scale based on these shots alone. So that's one to look out for. Should be a really interesting model. A big boy too. Next up, we have what is either a Princep or an Overseer for Adeptus Titanicus. We've seen this one before. Just a few more close-up shots. Yeah, it's just 2 shots of it. 2 shots that I'm pretty sure we have seen before. So nothing really to talk about, to be honest. It's old news. So let's move on to the next one. We have what looks like a new Luminesce model on Flying Cloud, which reminds me very much of Monkey from Monkey Magic. One of my favorite shows from my childhood. Oh, so good. This looks to be likely, I guess, a new chamber for the Luminesce, like they did with Stormcast. Eternals have different chambers. This seems to be more about wind-based, whereas the existing one, or the first chamber or first wave, I guess, was about mountains and that kind of like strong strength. So you got like the Stone Guard and the Alaris Stone Guard, I think it was. Everyone's standing on mountains. This guy is flying on a cloud. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I'm interested to see what they do with it. I'd always assume there was going to be more models for the Luminesce range. How they release those, I don't really know. We will see. And the reason why I'm not sure how they're going to release it is the fact that the next model that was shown off is definitely another Lumienth Realm Lords. It is some kind of rider, but I don't think it's a horse that they're riding on. The scale and the shape of the steed that it's on, it looks a bit strange. I don't really know, but definitely Lumienth, can't deny that. But it looks like it has a lot more detail in it compared to the current riders. And I love the current riders. I love the whole Lumienth Realm Lord range, apart from like the heavy double-handed hammer dudes. Those helmets, I don't know about that. Now, so I'm interested to see how they're going to release that because it seems to be 2 new models. Next up, we have one that's a little strange. I don't quite know what to make of it. I think, to me, very clearly, this is a vampire hunter. The guy or girl, whoever it is carrying 4 giant wooden stakes and a hammer. I don't see it any other way, to be honest. It somewhat ties in with rumors of a vampire faction / army / battle tome coming at some point this year. That's the rumors that I've heard. We do know we're having some vampire models coming in Warhammer Underworlds in March or April, I believe. An interesting model. We've seen at least the hammer hand in the advent calendar, but he has a bunch of stakes. Like one side he's got 3, another side he seems to have 4 stakes. And he's armored up, has a lot of weapons, a lot of things. I'm really interested. I don't know what this model is at all. Does that mean there is a new faction coming? A new human faction of vampire hunters and witch hunters and like monster hunters. Very Mordheimy. I know I've said the M word. Does not mean Mordheim's coming back. I don't think it will. We've got Warcry. An interesting model. I don't quite know where to place it. I can't see it fitting in any other faction currently existing that has a range, not existing as in existing in the lore, but existing in a current range with models and an army. I'm just making the big assumption that it is Age of Sigmar, and it may not be. That may be something in Warcry. It may be something in Warhammer Underworlds. That would be very interesting. Looks like a very interesting model. Nothing jumps out that really is identifying it or attaching it to a faction. It looks very generic, but clearly wooden stakes, therefore vampire hunter. But I really love the detail in it, so I'm interested to see that. We also have another model that I can't quite pick. It starts off with a shield that is somewhat broken, very ornate shield. And when I first saw it, I only watched it on my phone to start with, so I didn't quite see all the detail. But the right-hand part of the shield, left-hand part on the screen is somewhat beaten up and cut out. Don't quite know where that shield's come from. Possibly could be Slaanesh in nature. Then we get to see the back of it. Looks like almost a pirate cloak. Very tattered, and then as we go around, we get this front angle, and that's where I'm like, I don't know where to put this. So we have a giant green hand holding a really broken axe with you can't quite make out the face. You can see the bottom of the jaw with lots of teeth going on. Could either be some kind of, I don't think there'd be half orcs in Age of Sigmar. I just don't think it works. Doesn't make sense to me because orcs are very savage, although it could be, maybe. I was also thinking probably the more tribes, maybe a man-eater, but the scale doesn't match up. It's not fat, basically. The cloak is very interesting, and honestly, the ornate nature of it, very piratey, very, I guess, European influenced, nautical influenced, makes me think it's somewhat related to the previous model, like the Witch Hunter model in some way. The Witch Hunter, the Vampire Hunter model. I don't know what to do with this one. I can't pick it, and that's what's intrigued me. I just love the detail. Maybe there is a new faction. Maybe it is a new Underworlds warband with 3 or 4 different models of different races and things that have somewhat tied together, because they kind of match. The colors match, the attention to detail, like on the buckles and the jackets, somewhat match. I don't know. I really don't know, and I'm so interested in it. Finally, we have the big boy, and he's a very big boy. He is Demon Lorshar Glutus Oscolian. There we go. He wants to eat the mortal realms. We get a close-up look, not quite a close-up look, but we get to see one of the more interesting advent calendar images, which was part of a statue that didn't have a face. And I thought, okay, it's going to be part of a bigger model. And this is what it is. It's a really big model. 7 different figures in it, at least. 2 giant boys at the front, 3 others on the stage, and then Glotus, him or herself. Very impressive model. We know this is going to come with the Hedonites of Slaanesh new range, and I'm going to do a separate video specifically on this model. Some very interesting releases that are going to come up. So I was actually expecting there to be more information and more actual reveals, not just little sneaky teasers. Is what it is. So let me know below what you think. I'm really excited for the new Luminesce. I'm excited for the new Vampire Hunter. I'm excited for the new Titan. I'm generally excited for all of it. And if you do like these little news videos, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below. Let me know. And I will see you in the next video.